Over the years, they insisted that everyone occasionally compromised to keep business moving. Mason listened without anger, but every sentence reminded him of the promise he had whispered beside his wife's hospital bed years earlier. He had promised to raise Hazel into someone who would never sacrifice integrity for comfort. Breaking that promise would hurt far more than losing his job. With steady hands, Mason tore apart the employment contract that had once represented security for his small family. The sound of ripping paper echoed through the hangar louder than anyone expected. Then he contacted the Federal Aviation Administration and calmly reported every detail, providing photographs, inspection reports, and maintenance records. The call lasted less than 20 minutes, but it changed everything. Word spread rapidly throughout the facility. Some employees admired his courage. Others believed he had destroyed the company. Mason simply packed his toolbox into the back of his aging pickup truck and drove away without knowing whether he would ever work in aviation again. That afternoon, FAA inspectors arrived without warning. Their examination uncovered additional structural damage that had gone even deeper than Mason's original report suggested. The aircraft was immediately grounded. Independent engineers later concluded that operating the jet before permanent repairs would have created an unacceptable safety risk. The scheduled passengers never boarded. What looked like a simple delay became a powerful reminder that invisible dangers often hide beneath polished surfaces. News of the investigation spread far beyond the airport. Aviation professionals praised the mechanic who had refused to compromise safety. Families of frequent travelers flooded social media with messages thanking the unknown father who had placed human lives above his own future. Reporters soon discovered Mason's story, but he declined dramatic interviews. Instead, he spent his unexpected free time walking Hazel home from school, helping with homework, and quietly wondering how he would pay next month's bills. Life became difficult. Job offers disappeared because many companies feared hiring someone viewed as a whistleblower. Savings dwindled. Mason repaired neighbors' lawn equipment, fixed bicycles, and performed small mechanical jobs to keep food on the table. Hazel noticed the sacrifices but never complained. One evening she placed her small piggy bank on the kitchen table and told her father she wanted to help. Mason hugged her tightly, realizing that courage had already become part of her character. Several weeks later, an independent aviation safety organization invited Mason to speak privately with its leadership team. They had followed the investigation closely and admired his refusal to compromise. Instead of offering sympathy, they offered something far greater. They asked him to become their new senior safety inspector, helping protect thousands of passengers by ensuring maintenance standards were never ignored. The position paid better than his previous job, included stable benefits, and allowed him to teach younger mechanics that every signature carried enormous responsibility. Meanwhile, the corporate investigation surrounding Vanessa uncovered repeated patterns of ignoring maintenance recommendations in pursuit of financial targets. Investors lost confidence. Board members removed her from leadership, concluding that no business success could justify risking innocent lives. The company began rebuilding its culture around transparency, accountability, and safety, using Mason's actions as an example during employee training. Months later, Mason stood beside Hazel at a community aviation event held on a beautiful sunny afternoon. Children climbed into display aircraft while pilots answered endless questions. Hazel proudly watched her father receive an award recognizing extraordinary professional integrity. As the applause filled the clear blue sky, Mason understood that true success had never been measured by promotions or salaries. It was measured by the lives that continued safely because one ordinary person refused to stay silent. If this story has touched your heart so far, please like this video, share it with friends and family, and subscribe to Dad Talks and Stories so more people can discover stories that celebrate courage, compassion, and hope. Special request: comment below with the words, "Integrity always wins," if you believe doing the right thing is worth every sacrifice. As the sun slowly settled across the airport runway, Mason watched another aircraft lift safely into the bright afternoon sky. He smiled, knowing that every passenger on board would return home to the people waiting for them. Somewhere among those families would be children hugging their parents, spouses welcoming loved ones home, and dreams continuing because one father chose truth over fear. His journey proved that real heroes rarely wear expensive suits or stand in front of cameras. Sometimes they wear worn work boots, carry a weathered toolbox, and quietly make the hardest decision of their lives. In a world where shortcuts often seem easier, Mason reminded everyone that character is built one honest choice at a time, and that even when integrity costs everything today, it can protect countless tomorrows.